हमारे वक्त की धड़कन, हमारा चिंतन, हमारी भावनाएं, हमारे विचार, कभी कोमल बातचीत तो कभी इंटरेक्शन तेज तर्रार। तय करें मिलकर व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, व्हाट इज राइट। ITV पर अशोक व्यास के साथ इनसाइट टुनाइट।
नमस्कार, मैं अशोक व्यास। कार्यक्रम का नाम इनसाइट टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास और आज के कार्यक्रम में हम बात कर रहे हैं उनकी जिनको लेकर होता है सारा संसार। जब आने वाला है ये रविवार, तब मनाने वाले हैं हम सब मिलकर वो दिन जिसे कहते हैं मदर्स डे। Now many of us have never heard about Mother's Day till we landed in America, but once we are here, we start celebrating certain festivals and then we try to combine them with our understanding, our perception, our traditions, and Mother's Day becomes a universal day to respect and sing the glory of Mother. Ma. That is the word which many of us have uttered for the first time. And how happy were the faces who heard us say that in such innocent voice. माँ माँ stays with us. अगर हमें कहीं चोट लग जाती है तो सबसे पहला शब्द निकलता है ओ माँ. So that Ma, which helps us grow, helps us connect, interact with the world, nurtures us, is a great source of security for us as we are growing up. उस माँ को समर्पित है आज का इनसाइट टुनाइट। और जब हम माँ को प्रणाम, माँ तुझे प्रणाम, ये बात कहते हैं तो उसका मतलब क्या है? How do we express our respect, our gratefulness for mother? Today we are going to be meditating upon the role of mother in our life, as well as has there been some changes in the way kids relate to their mom? हुआ क्या है पिछले समय में? जितना जितना बदलता जा रहा है समय हमारे आसपास का, जैसा जैसा युग परिवर्तन लेकर आ रहा है, इंटरनेट, जैसे जैसे सेल फोन हमारे जीवन का अनिवार्य अंग बनते जा रहे हैं, हो क्या रहा है हमारे रिश्तों को। और ये बताया जाता है कि मदर्स डे एक ऐसा दिन है जिस दिन सबसे अधिक फोन कॉल्स लगाए जाते हैं। कॉल करके हम अनुमान लगा सकते हैं कि कहीं प्रेम की अभिव्यक्ति होती होगी, माँ के प्रति श्रद्धा का गुणगान होता होगा। बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे डिस्टेंस इज डिस्टेंस। तो क्या टेलीफोन करना ही पर्याप्त है माँ के प्रति अपना सम्मान व्यक्त करने के ढंग के रूप में? बहुत सारी बातें माँ के संबंध को लेकर करने के लिए जब आज हम बैठे हैं आपके साथ, तो स्टूडियो में हमारा सौभाग्य है कि हम स्वागत कर रहे हैं उनका जिनका माँ से भी संबंध है और एक वो जो स्वयं माँ भी हैं। बहरहाल मूविंग टुवर्ड्स यंग गर्ल्स, Shiba and Taiba. So first, Shiba, स्वागत है आपका, welcome.
Thank you.
And Taiba, welcome.
Thank you.
And more about them a little later. Let me also welcome Geeta Setia ji.
बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद अशोक जी.
So we begin by asking Shiba, who is in a very interesting field. She is a child life specialist. So child life specialist, she works at hospital and helps in preparing the patient's family about certain things which may be cause of concern for the whole family. But let us talk about her childhood first. Shiva, what is it that you have retained as your earliest memory where you felt, oh, this is my mother, and that sense of understanding relationship?
I think just from a very young age. I mean, it's hard to say what was the earliest memory, because as kids, even when we're growing up, looking back 20-something years later, it seems as if the mother, my mom, has always been there. But one of the earliest memories that I recall slightly, even before my sister was born, was when we were living in a studio apartment. And so, she was always there because there was just one big room, so mom was always in sight. And there would be times when she's in the kitchen cooking roti and, just doing like typical, desi cooking. And I always wanted to mimic her. So there's even a picture that we have in our living room right now with me having like a what was supposed to be a belan, but it's actually just like a big spoon with a little not very circular piece of flour, and I'm trying to mimic my mom in making roti to, I guess, connect with her as best as I could as a 3-year-old at the time.
Wonderful. We learn a lot from our mom by mimicking her, and sometimes they end up mimicking us, and that creates a lot of laughter. So, Taiba, share with us the fun moments with mom that you recollect.
Well, ever since I was a child, honestly, I still do this. That game called Ludo, I remember that was my favorite thing to do. That would be my go-to. So I would be like, oh, I really want to play Ludo. And because my dad would be at work and my mom was always home, she would actually put things aside and come and play Ludo with me. And she would try to teach me the rules. And as a kid, I wouldn't understand all the rules. So just to make me happy, she would let me win. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, oh, wow, look, you got a 6. I'm like, oh, yay. And then I would just play along, and then I ended up winning. And as I got older, I realized that I was playing by the wrong rules. But it was just endearing that my mom would actually just make up rules for me, so that I would feel like, oh wow, I'm just naturally amazing at this game. So, and even till this day, my mom still plays Ludo with me with the correct rules, obviously. So if I'm like, oh mom, I'm really bored, can we play like a game of Ludo? She's like, oh yeah, sure. So she would finish whatever she's doing and then come, and then she would play Ludo with me till like whatever time I would want to. I still play with her at like 2 o'clock in the morning if I'm bored and she's awake. So yeah, that's like one of my absolute fun memories with her.
That's really a great memory, and that reminds us that mothers are always encouraging, and even if they have to lose, they want their kids to win, and that's a great thing. In our lives, we all need encouragement. And now, let me request Geeta ji, when you first experience this transition in your life, that here is the first child and now I've become mom, recollect that moment when you became mother.
Well, I got married at a very early age, so I had my first baby when I wasn't, I think, very aware of what all the motherhood is all about. So I enjoyed it like, okay, I'm picking up a doll. And then after some time, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? Late nights, morning, afternoon, you're taking care of the baby. The baby almost takes over your life, which I wasn't at that time ready for. But then it takes few days, a week or 10 days, and you start getting into it. And my God, the bond is so amazing. Within a month, it's like most precious thing for you. So I enjoyed every single time. I had 3 daughters, and I enjoy all of them the same way.
So that is another important area, and it's an interesting thing that we talk about mother, and then in many families, in many parts of the world, when the daughter is born, the family is not as happy as they are when the son is born. And there are different social reasons leading to that. From that point of view, if I come to you both, did you ever feel any kind of difference in the perception of parents in your family or around you with boys and girls?
Not at all, actually. I know we're talking about mothers, of course, but I do have to give credit to my dad as well. Both my parents, they were very, very proud of the fact that they had daughters. I mean, I'm sure if they had a son, they'd be happy too. But never were we treated as if we were any less than a son. In fact, when you do have certain people within the neighborhood or whoever who asks like, oh, you have only daughters, and both my parents would be like, what do you mean only daughters? Daughters are priceless.
Daughters are definitely priceless, and the priceless thing that I want you to share with us, Taiba, is when we are little, and even at every age, we are little for our parents, but we have a lot of problems, and we want the solutions to come from mom. Was there any thing maybe from school you brought something and then she helped you?
I remember like when I was little, especially like in kindergarten when they would give you homework assignments, like okay, like write the alphabet and you know whatever kind of homework they would give you in kindergarten, I would come home to my mom. My mom did teach me how to read and write before I started kindergarten, so in kindergarten there wasn't a problem. So if I did ever have an issue, my mom would always help me, or if she couldn't help me, she would try calling like our neighbor or somebody that would actually be able to help me. So she was always there ready to make sure that I got everything that I needed to know for school. And then as the years went on, there would be certain things that my mom wouldn't know how to help me with, like certain types of math. She was like, I haven't taken this kind of math in years. So that's when she would definitely call my neighbor and be like, okay, like, would you be able to help her out? And if he couldn't help me out, then like, again, credit goes to my dad as well. He and my mom both would be like, okay, no, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure that our daughter gets this subject down so that she knows what she's doing in school and doesn't fall behind. So in that case, yeah, I definitely give credit to both my parents, because, well, they just want to make sure that I never fall behind in school and I'm always on top of the game. So, yeah.
Wonderful. So that is one kind of problem which is related to study, but there are other kinds of problems. Probably we'll talk more about them in the second part of the program. But Geeta ji, how is the feeling as a mother when you hear your children is facing some kind of a problem? And I'm not talking about a problem related to study alone, but there are problems that they find themselves in, maybe on the road if they are going and they met with some accident, or maybe somebody behaved in the school in a way which brought tears to her, and you have to, of course, figure out a way to overcome that.
Well, the first reaction is always, I did feel very upset whenever that happened. And that did happen a few times with us also, with the kids in school. Some kids bully, some kids, they just single you out. And there had been that problem in between. And it was very upsetting because coming from India, it's like, it's a one big happy family. And all of a sudden, you're singled out. To me, it's not done. So I was scared in the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, this is what happens here. Then I'm like, okay, you have to make them strong. And I would go to the school, I would talk to the teachers, I would take my kid with me and would do it in front of them so that they learn that you have to fight your way back in the system. And you do. And I think there's always, sometimes I feel now that there's a hesitation on both the parts. It's not only that somebody is singling them out for some particular reason. कभी-कभी हमारे बच्चे भी थोड़ा सा पीछे होके रहते हैं, थोड़ा देख के कि they look a little different from others, so they're like, okay, I don't want to get too much into the game. So you have to kind of push them. I don't know if you guys felt the same way growing up, that sometimes you sort of stop yourself, and the parents, you need that push and the support. It's okay, at the end of the day, we're all human. That's how I feel.
At the beginning of the day also, we are all human. And I also know many of us want to appreciate how much our parents mean to us, and especially when we are right on the threshold of welcoming Mother's Day. And if some of you want to say something about your mother, of course, something good about your mother, then you can call us and you can express your love, gratefulness for Ma. That is where we are going towards a short break. And when we come back, ओ माँ कहने के साथ आपको क्या याद आता है, वो बांटने का वक्त आज शुक्रवार के दिन है जब हम मना रहे हैं Mother's Day right here in Inside Tonight with Ashok. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. वेलकम बैक टू इनसाइड टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास। और आज हम मदर्स डे मना रहे हैं और आपको ये याद दिला रहे हैं कि अगर आप रविवार के दिन माँ से दूर हैं तो कॉल करें, उनको याद करें। और आजकल बहुत कम लोग ऐसे रह गए हैं जो चिट्ठियाँ लिखते हैं, जिन्होंने शायद पहले चिट्ठी लिख दी होगी और स्नेल मेल नाम हो गया है ईमेल के अपोजिशन में उसका। तो फ़ोन नहीं और चिट्ठी नहीं और ख़ुद जाकर उनके साथ बैठें, थोड़ा समय बिताएं। और जैसे जैसे आप बड़े होते हैं तो आप रियलाइज़ करते हैं कि माता पिता को ये भी अच्छा लगता है कि उनका बेटा, उनकी बेटी उनके पास बैठा है, जो कि एज चाइल्ड वी प्रॉब्ली डोंट रियलाइज। एंड व्हेन वी नीड देम दे आर अवेलेबल टू अस 24 आवर्स अ डे। तो हमें कभी ये कोशिश करनी नहीं पड़ती है कि वो हमारा ध्यान रखें, या शायद कभी कभी करनी पड़ती भी होगी। बट हाँ, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मदर्स डे। तो माँ मुझे मेरी भी याद आई और मुझे लगता है कुछ बातें उनसे मैंने भी सीखी हैं, जिसमें से सबसे पहले जो चलना सीखा था उस बात को लेते हुए मैं कुछ पंक्तियाँ आप तक पहुँचाना चाहता हूँ। चलना सीखा तेरी अंगुली थाम, तेरी गोद है सबसे बड़ा इनाम, तूने संभाला है छोड़ अपना आराम, कहता हूं मन से माँ तुझे प्रणाम। तो माँ को प्रणाम कहने के लिए आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में जहाँ शीबा और तैयबा भी हैं। तो तैयबा, व्हाट इज योर डिस्टिंक्ट वे ऑफ मेकिंग योर मॉम हैप्पी?
Honestly, sometimes just like simply just sitting with her, like, you know, doing like the simple things like watching a movie with her or like cooking with her, baking with her recently. So I love baking, but I don't know how to make any of the desi sweets, mithais or anything. So for the longest time, like for the past, like I would say 3 months or so, I was telling my mom, oh mom, please teach me how to make gajar halwa, because I know that's my mom and it used to be my nani's specialty as well. So she said, okay, fine, I'll help you do that. So it was about 2 weeks ago or something, both of us were making it together, and just like those hours that we spent like cutting up carrots and then her teaching me how to make it, it was a long process, but I did enjoy it. And then seeing that my mom was happy that I made it, it just made me feel happy. And I don't know if my mom said this because she's my mom, but she said that she really liked the taste. So I was just happy that I was able to make that same dish, I guess in the same way that my mom and my nani used to make it. So just the simple things like that, it makes me happy seeing that my mom is happy. So yeah.
Very nice. So many times when they teach us something and we give them the proof कि हाँ भाई हमारी समझ में आ गया है, that also makes us happy. And there are n number of cases when they have to instruct us कि ऐसा ना करो, ऐसा करो, ऐसा करना ठीक नहीं है. So keeping that in mind, now the question is coming to you, Shiva. Anything that you distinctly remember that you learned it and then you gave proof that you learned it through your conduct to your mom?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm thinking of food right now because my sister mentioned it, but that desi stereotype of making sure that the roti is round, making sure that after it's, you know, put on the tawa, it's not crunchy and falling apart and all of that. So there would definitely be times when I've been out of practice for a while, my rotis, they would still be round, but they would not be, you know, the perfect, I guess, crisp or whatever you want to call it. So my mom would tell me, बेटा इससे कहती हूँ ना ये practice तुम रखा करो, अब रोटी तुम बनाना भूल गई. So then I would try to prove to her. And I remember there was one time when her and my dad had gone out on an errand and mom had said, oh घर पर आके रोटी बनानी होगी. So I said to Tabby, to Tayyaba, I said, what if I made it and then I surprised her so that she knows, hey, I still know how to do this. And so a few hours later when she came back, you know, she smelled the roti. She's like, oh, yeah, roti ki smell kahan se aa rahi hai? And I was like, oh, I made it. And look, it's not crispy and unnecessarily crunchy. It's soft and it's round. And that to her was not only a proof to her that, oh, okay, I kept her words and her advice in mind, but it was a nice surprise for her too. It gave her one less task to do after she got home.
Wonderful. And that उनको गर्व से भर देती है ये बात कि बच्चों ने वो किया जो वो चाहते थे कि कर पाते. And many times the equation of expectation undergoes a subtle change क्योंकि आप भारत में नहीं है या आप पाकिस्तान में नहीं है या आप बांग्लादेश में नहीं है बिकॉज अमेरिका है तो situations are different. So Geeta ji, what was the special surprise that has come your way from your daughters anytime?
Nothing really. I mean, they have been regular. आराम से जैसे इंडिया में होता था, the way I was with my mom, luckily that's how my daughters are with me. And my special time with my daughters is definitely, I would say, my coffee time. Anytime I sit for my tea or coffee, if anybody is home, they are always down to sit with me and we just chit-chat. No gossips as such, but talk अपनी mother-daughter की बातें. And to me, that's the most precious time that I spend with my kids.
तो ये मदर डॉटर की जो बातें हैं या मदर सन की जो बातें हैं मेरी we experience कि बच्चे जितना खुलकर माँ से शेयर कर पाते हैं पिता से नहीं कर पाते हैं. Is that your experience also, Taiba?
Yes, like whenever I'm having a personal problem, whether it be like if it's school related or just like friends related, I do tell my dad, but I feel like the first person I tell to is my mom, and I tell her all the painful details of my story, but she's so sweet, she actually listens through everything. And then if she's able to give me advice, which she usually is like 99% of the time, she gives me advice or she helps me through the problem, or I don't know, just even talking to her makes me feel so much better. Eventually I do tell my dad, but not with all those painful details. I think I save all those really painful details for my
Kids tend
mom.
to be more dramatic with the mothers too. The way I've seen with my daughters too.
Yeah.
They're more dramatic with us than with the fathers.
Yeah.
I agree.
So she's more encouraging in expressing you.
Yeah.
And expression is so important a part for us to grow properly. And not only expression, many times in the initial years of our life, we want someone to stand by us if we are to decide anything. हालांकि बाद में डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस में मदर का इंटरफियरेंस लगने लग जाता है जो कि पहले हम चाहते रहते हैं. सो व्हाट वुड यू से शिवा फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस छोटे थे तब और बड़े होने के बाद?
Well, I will say that, of course, like you're saying too, when you're younger, it just seems like whatever mom has decided, you blindly believe that and know that it's best. And of course, there comes a time when there might be a bit of a conflict when you have your views and mom has her views, and mom acknowledges, beta, abhi tum meri baat nahi samjhogi, baad mein jab badi hogi to phir sochogi iske bare mein. And now years later, when I'm of course no longer a teenager, when I look back on some of those things, it's like, yeah, mom was right. Mothers are always right.
I was just about to ask you that. I said, do you feel that she's right? Because I tell that to my daughters all the time. I'm like, okay, it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Right.
And invariably after some time they'll be like, I think mom, you were right. So I was going to ask you that.
And now let us go towards your mom, Geeta ji. I believe you learned many things from your mom as you were growing up. Share with us some of the memories of
I
being
have
with her.
beautiful, nostalgic, nice memories. The time I've spent with my mom. She was a singer, and my first music lesson was with her. I would see her doing her music, and I would sit with her. So she saw the interest, so she started teaching me. And then once I started singing a little, she started almost forcing me on the stage. And this was like, Mom, come on, no, you have to go. But I think when I think back now, I think that's where I started having more and more confidence in myself. I think that was my first lesson in confidence, that it's okay, you can go up and try it.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that.
Okay, so let us stay with that side where you heard her sing. Which song has stayed with you, which you heard her sing as you were a child?
ए माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी पर इसकी जरूरत क्या होगी ए माँ. And that's what I want to tell her today.
तो माँ से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी. दैट was a feeling which was a part of this song. पर माँ जो हैं वो कभी बहुत अच्छी लगती हैं तो कभी कभी उनके ऊपर अंदर ही अंदर गुस्सा आता है कि ये मुझे समझ ही नहीं रही है. हालांकि वो बात ओपनली मदर्स डे के ठीक पहले कहने में भी थोड़ा सा संकोच रह सकता है. बट हैज़ देयर बीन एनी ओकेजन वेयर यू फेल्ट दैट सो फार शी वाज अंडरस्टैंडिंग मी बट नाउ शी इज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग मी?
Okay, well, there was this one time in the beginning of college, I'm relating this back to studies, when I got back from my first chemistry exam and I was crying because I knew I had failed it. Although I did study, I definitely studied, but I failed it for sure. So I called my mom to tell her, Mom, that's it, I definitely am not on the pre-med track anymore. I'm like, medicine is not for me. I failed my first chemistry test. I'm like, this is it. I want to do something else with my life. So at that point, my mom was like, okay, calm down. This was just your first exam. There's still many more opportunities, and don't let yourself down after one exam. Except at that point, I was very upset. So I'm like, Mom, why don't you understand? I don't want to do pre-med anymore. Like, I can't do it. Like, I can't pass chemistry. How do you expect me to pass, like, the much harder science courses? So she kept trying to tell me to calm down. And then afterwards, I thought about it. I was like, okay, let me just finish the semester and let's see how things go. And my mom actually was right, because she told me to think with a cool mind, because at that point, I clearly was very upset. And at the end of the semester, when I actually didn't fail chemistry, I did pretty decent. I was like, oh, okay, my mom has a point. And then and then like the next year I took organic chemistry, which I loved, and and then I remember when I got back home, I was like, oh Mom, you were right. I'm like, pre-med probably, I mean, I'm not saying it's definitely for me at this point, because at that point I wasn't sure, but I was like, oh, I'm like, this could be for me. I'm like, I'm not doing terrible. I thought I was, but I'm like, I'm doing fine. So you actually had a good point. So the times that I thought that she wasn't understanding me, turns out she was actually understanding me better than I understood myself. So yeah, I give my mom credit for that.
Capabilities.
That too, yes, yeah.
And it happens. I have seen, that reminds me that sometimes, we just say things to the kids to calm them a little. Yeah. Okay, if you are calm, then you can go through the process and be okay at the end of the day. But at that time, the kids are like, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not getting it. I'm trying to calm you down a little bit. It's not that I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it is taken sometimes at that too. But like you said, at the end of the day, when they see something positive happening.
So the question is whether they are getting it or they are not getting it. ऐसा हमारे मन में रहता है, और कई बार ऐसा हो जाता है कि बाद में पता चलता है कि they got it more than what we were getting it. पर कभी कभी ऐसा होता भी है कि बाद में भी ऐसा ही लगता है कि वो ठीक से समझे नहीं थे. कहीं ना कहीं उसके मन में ये आश्वस्ति है कि माँ जो है वो सब जानती है. तो ये माँ सब कुछ जान कैसे लेती है? Now we have fashion, or rather provision of many trainings, many workshops. So would-be mothers go there and learn how to take care of the child who is going to be a part of her life. लेकिन ऐसा पहले तो नहीं होता था. But mothers are doing very good, not only with one kid, but with 2 kids, with 3 kids, with maybe 4, 5. And number of kids, they were very, very good to them. ये कहाँ से आ जाता है समझ कि बच्चे का ध्यान कैसे रखा जाए. ट्रेनिंग कितना हेल्प करती है, कितना नहीं करती है. And somehow it's a coincidence that Shiba is actually, in another way, being a child life specialist. She has studied that course, and then she also prepares children if they are to be operated upon or something. तो what has been her experience कि एक तो caring अपने आप आती है, एक caring जो academic गलियारे से होकर आती है. What is the difference between the two? We'll ask her right after this break. वेलकम बैक. यू वाचिंग इनसाइड टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास. बात कर रहे हैं माँ की. माँ आस है, विश्वास है, स्नेहिल सुवास है, भाग्यशाली है वो जो माँ के पास है. और माँ जो है वो कितनी खास है, ये जो खास पना माँ का है, ये जो अपनापन माँ लुटाकर सारे जगत को हमारे लिए अपना बना देती है, वो कहाँ से आता है? उसमें कौन प्रशिक्षित करता है माँ को? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन विच वी वर ट्राइंग टू आस्क शीबा राइट बिफोर द ब्रेक. सो Shiva, do you think the trainings and workshops have some potential of grooming, preparing, developing the mindset which is required for a mother?
Well, I don't want to generalize, but I think that mothers do have, whether they realize it or not, an internal talent that they might not be aware of. It might come down to not having enough confidence, just not having enough experience if it is the first child, difficult circumstances in life, such as an upcoming medical procedure, which is what I often have to deal with when I'm working with parents. But I think that when there is that push from a professional like a child life specialist, as myself, parents, they realize then, and mothers too, of course, specifically mothers, what strength they have that they didn't realize they have. So I remember a couple of weeks ago, actually, at the hospital, I received a phone call from a very nervous mother who was going to have her 3-year-old daughter get a procedure for the very first time. And this mother, even as she was speaking to me on the phone, said, you know, I feel like I'm failing at what I should be an expert at. I know that I want my daughter to have an understanding of why she's coming. I don't want to scare her and give her an unpleasant surprise where I'm telling her, oh, we're just going to buy ice cream, and next thing you know, we're in the hospital. But I don't know what to share with her. What is okay to share? Oh my goodness, how do I not know what is the right thing to say? So then, first of all, of course, I validated her emotions. You know, like, ma'am, this is definitely seems like a difficult time, not only for your daughter, but for you as well. A lot of times, thankfully, medical experience, hospital experience isn't something that's a daily norm. So your feelings of confusion and lack of confidence are very valid, and you don't have to feel guilty about that. And then I walked her through in terms of development where her child was at that moment. So as we know, throughout our entire lives, we would like to continue to trust our mothers. But that trust is built from a very foundation state, from as early as infanthood, of course, and especially in the preschool age where they're starting to verbalize and really be able to communicate. It's very important to be able to maintain that trust and continue to build that trust with your child. So I was able to explain to her how she could help her daughter. I, of course, did not want to take on that motherly role myself, because that role is, you know, irreplaceable. And I said to her, you know, these are some factors you might want to remember as you're talking to your daughter about the people that she'll be seeing, maybe some of the materials she'll be seeing. Explain to her in a child-friendly, age-appropriate manner what will be happening. And as I walked through with her step by step, tackling the mother's fears and the mother's concerns, I was able to thankfully build upon, help her feel more confident in herself and being able to tackle this challenging situation. So when I did eventually meet with the mother and the daughter the next day, it was a very humbling, a very pleasant feeling for me to take a seat back and watch the mom as she was talking to her child, preparing her, showing her the materials like the anesthesia mask and the heart monitor stickers and all of that. So for me, it was one of those, I guess as a professional, it was sort of a proud moment, like, okay, you know, this is the mother, this is the constant of the child, she is the familiar face, the familiar person, and she has gained confidence in herself to be able to be that person for her child, to explain everything to her. And I felt humbled that I was able to help her get to that point.
Wonderful. So, child life specialist. I never heard before there is some course like that also. And now here we are talking to a child life specialist herself, who helped a mother take care of her child. Very good.
Thank you.
So mothers are many times in a very strange situation, जब उन्हें ऐसा लगता है कि बच्चों से कुछ गलती हो गई, तो या तो वो उनको खूब डांटें, और जैसे आप अमेरिका में हैं तो मारने का फैशन यहाँ पर नहीं है, 911 आ जाता है. still they try their ways और बहुत ज़रूरी भी है. But sometimes kids also realize कि उनसे कुछ गलती हो गई और फिर वो जाके अपने तरीके से माँ को सॉरी कहें, एक्सप्रेस करें कि they are sorry. And I know you may not be very candid about it, but something parallel to this, Taiba, ever happened where you were in a situation to say sorry or to feel that you were wrong, and then how mother reacted to that expression?
Okay, I can't think of a specific situation, but I know I did many silly things as a kid, and honestly, probably even till now. And then I would just go up to my mom, and then I would try to make, I would hope that she felt guilty enough to, like, you know, just forgive me. So I would sit there and make like a puppy face, like, Mom, I'm sorry. And then I would just like keep, and I remember there would be times where my mom would just be very annoyed because I did something, well, not terrible, but something that was pretty bad. So I would just constantly follow her around the house like a little puppy does. And then I was like, Mom, I'm sorry. Mom, I'm sorry. So I would just keep saying that. And then eventually I would try to be even more daughter-like, you can say. So I would purposely like try helping my mom even more than I would normally do. So, and then eventually she would just feel sorry for me, or she just was endeared. I'm not sure how she felt, but eventually she just ended up forgiving me. And then she would, like, in a very nice manner, be like, okay, look, this is why I told you not to do X, Y, and Z, because eventually leads to this and that. So she would, I wouldn't say lecture me, because that would make it seem like it's something negative, but she would try making me understand why she was telling me in advance, don't do this, or don't say this, or don't go here, don't go there. So she always has like a nice and calm way of trying to tell me. She wouldn't really, I mean, there would be times when she would like yell at me because if it just wouldn't get through to me, but then most of the time she uses a very calm manner to try to get through to me, because she understands that if you, rather than yelling at the child, it's better if you just talk in a very normal volume and manner, because if you just yell at the kid's just going to sit there and be scared of you. But if you talk in like a nice and friendly tone, you could connect to your mom in like a friend way, so you would know, okay, I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that. So that's just how I would end up following my mom around and saying sorry, and then
so
going
then
about my
when
way.
you were saying this, then I was reminded that you are a student of psychology.
Yes, well, I was majoring in psychology back when I was in my undergrad years, and I graduated from it last year. And I'm about to start medical school in August. So back what I said earlier, when my mom said, oh no, pre-med, you can probably do it, she was right, and I'm happy with the decision.
So mom's decisions are always right to some extent. That is the conclusion we can draw. I just want to stay with you with another side, considering that you know a little bit more about psychology through your study also. So is the relationship between mother and son or daughter undergoes some significant identifiable change as they grow beyond, say, 16 or 18? Psychologically, what is it that you would say?
Okay, well, definitely like from childhood, I feel like the kid automatically goes to the mother. There is any problem, whether it's major or minor, the first person people usually go to is their mom, because she's just always there. And then eventually when they hit their teenager years, so when they start middle school, I feel like many kids do this. They go through this stage where they're like, oh, my mom doesn't understand me. And then like they kind of start being rebellious in different manners, whether it be something as extreme as like you leaving the house and not coming back at like, say, 5 o'clock in the morning, to something minor to like, you know, say if your mom said, oh, can you wash the dishes, to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So it depends on like what level of rebelliousness you're trying to go to. But after your teenage years, I feel like once you start going into like maybe like the end of high school towards college, I feel like many kids end up becoming friends with their parents again, or if not during college, definitely after college, because then at that point you realize, oh, like my mom has gone through all this. She could give me advice on things that I don't know otherwise. So I feel like kids go from being like, oh, like your mom is like the protector, to your mom being your friend, to you hating your mom, to you going back to being close friends with your mom. That's like the general gist that it goes through. Some people might skip a stage, some people might like stay in one stage for longer than usual, but that's usually the way that it goes.
So now that tells us that Taiba is very, very intelligent, understanding how these stages are working through a study of psychology. But how this psychology has worked for you, Geeta ji, in terms of there must have been occasions when you felt that daughters now at this age should behave in certain fashion, whereas she used the word rebellious, so maybe they wanted to stay out longer, etc. Anything of that sort. Now, the point that I want you to address is, how do you ultimately find the space to forgive them if there is any sort of a grudge, or rather not grudge, but if you are unhappy, then how it happens?
Ashok, being a mother, that's the first thing with us. Forgiveness, unconditional love is what I attribute motherhood to. So there's no, उसमें कोई गुंजाइश ही नहीं है मेरे upset देर तक रहने की किसी बात पे. But yeah, if I don't like something, I'm very upfront with the kids about I don't like it, it's your choice. Because at the end of the day, I do consider them individuals too. Yes, they are my daughters, but they are individuals, and that's one way to learn, if they make any mistakes. That's one way to make them learn. To let them go through it, watch them. That I'll do as a mother. And there have been certain times where I really felt they were absolutely wrong. I was very clear at that time. But forgiveness, there is no question in my mind about that.
मुझे लगता है इस बात पर तालियां बजानी चाहिए, क्योंकि माँ जो है वो इतनी नाराज़ी नहीं होती है कि वो आपको फॉरगिव करे. और इससे मुझे कहानी याद है कि बड़ी ड्रामेटिक कहानी है, वो गीत की शक्ल में, शायद आप लोगों ने कभी सुनी होगी, जिसमें वो माँ से सब कुछ मांगता रहता है और बहुत ही खतरनाक कहानी है. तो उसमें वो जो लड़का है वो माँ का सारा पैसा मांग लेता है अपनी खुशी के लिए, फिर किसी के लिए वो माँ का सिर मांग लेता है. कहानी है अगेन. तो वो जो थाल में ले जाके माँ का सिर ले जा रहा है, कहानी है अगेन, तो वो गिरने लग जाता है, बरसात का टाइम है. तो वो जो माँ है, वो सिर है, वो भी कहती है बेटा तुझे चोट तो नहीं आई. सो द extent of mom's sensitivity is amazing. ऐसा हम लोग सुनते आए. हर एक माँ एक जैसी होती है क्या? नहीं होती, होनी चाहिए भी नहीं. सब अलग अलग तरह की होती है. कुछ माँ बहुत ज़्यादा डिसिप्लिन रखने में विश्वास रखती हैं, बट ग्रेजुअली जैसा ताइबा कह रही थी, ये रियलाइज होता है कि अल्टीमेटली दे आर थिंकिंग ऑफ आवर गुड. So now the good thing that we should be doing at this point is to plan कि मदर्स डे कैसे मना रहे. सो इस रेफरेंस में जाते हुए मैं ब्रीफली आपके साथ याद करूं जो हिस्टोरिकल बात है मदर्स डे सेलिब्रेशन के साथ में, तो ये कोई बहुत सदियों पुराना नहीं है मदर्स डे का प्रचलन. 1908 की बात है, 1908. अन्ना जेरविस नाम की जो महिला थी, उन्होंने इसके बारे में काफ़ी काम किया था. एंड देन इट वाज 1914 व्हेन यूएस हॉलीडे ऑफिशियली वाज डिक्लेयर्ड. And interestingly, when Anna Jervis, who worked very hard in getting recognition to this day, later on realized that it has become very much commercialized, gifts देने की बात हो जाती है, etc. etc. So she worked in the reverse. बाद में उन्होंने बहुत सारे केसेस फाइल किए कि मदर्स डे नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड व्हेन शी लेफ्ट हर बॉडी, शी हैड स्पेंड लॉट ऑफ हर मनी टू मेक श्योर कि मदर्स डे नहीं मनाया जाना चाहिए. बहरहाल एक बार ये बात शुरू हो गई है, इस तरह की परंपरा, तो हम इसकी अच्छाइयाँ देखते हुए चलते हैं. तो अच्छी बात यह है कि जो थोड़ा सा समय है मदर्स डे मनाने के लिए, कुछ टिप्स आप देंगी, आप कैसे मनाती हैं? व्हाट वुड बी योर सजेशन फॉर आवर व्यूअर्स?
Well, personally, I think that Mother's Day, it shouldn't just be one day where you appreciate your mother and the rest of the year you don't talk to her, you don't call her. So I think every day, well, even if you're far away, well, if you're far away, maybe you can't call your mom every day for if the time zones are different, I understand. But at least on a weekly basis, you should be able to call your mom. And if you live with her or live near her, then you should do simple things. I'm not saying go throw a party for her every day, but just sit with her, have a cup of coffee with her, go watch a movie with her. So for Mother's Day, I feel like just continue doing the same thing. I mean, if you want to throw a party for her or like go out of your way to get your mom some really pretty gift, definitely by all means do that. But at the same time, don't forget about your mom the other days. But so even something
दिल
simple
से
is
जो
fine.
भी कर रहे हैं दिल से करें.
Yes.
And let us see कि दिल से हमारे दर्शक क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं. हेलो ITV लाइव. जी फरमाएं.
व्यास जी,
हाँ जी.
व्यास जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर.
यहाँ पर तो ऐसी मदरें हैं
जी.
जो अपने दोनों बच्चों को मरवा दें, दो बच्चों को मार करके माँ आप कैसे कैसे माँ तुम उनसे मनाएं।
तो मदर्स डे नजदीक है तो हम अच्छी माओं को याद करके मदर्स डे की तरफ बढ़े.
हम तो भारत माँ को मानने वाले हैं,
जी जी
गंगा माता को मानने वाले हैं, गौ माता को मानने वाले हैं।
जी जी. धरती माता को मानने वाले.
देखिए धरती माता है, भारत माता है, गंगा माता, गौ माता है। हमारे लिए तो माँ का सबसे पैर पर है। ये दिखाओ, ये बनाने का दिखावटी है,
तो आपकी
रियल में नहीं है,
जी।
रियल में नहीं है ये। तो इसको क्या मनाएं, हम क्या मनाएं? इसको मनाने का जिन्होंने शुरू किया मनाने को।
जी आपका सवाल बिल्कुल सही है और वाजिब है और समय की सीमा को देखते हुए मैं आपका धन्यवाद कर रहा हूँ. चल जी
हमारे लिए आजकल भारत माता इलेक्शन हो रहा है, भारत माता का इलेक्शन हो रहा है।
जी 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 धन्यवाद है. तो गीता जी चलते चलते मदर्स डे को आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट करती हैं बच्चों की तरफ से?
पूरा प्यार मैं पूरा प्यार देती हूँ और पूरा प्यार एक्सपेक्ट करती हूँ. उनका साथ चाहती हूँ, प्यार भरा साथ. इससे
That's
आगे
wonderful.
कुछ नहीं.
And-
बाकी बोनस है.
आगे बोनस है. तो बोनस की तरफ बढ़ते हुए what would you like to say to your mom on Mother's Day, Shiva?
I would like to say thank you for always being there for me through the times when I was a very easygoing child, through the times that I put you through hell, through all the ups and downs. You've been there for me. And as Geeta ji said too, forgiveness is like the definition of motherhood, and you've proved that you're not only the epitome of forgiveness, but also unconditional love, constant support, and words cannot express how much a mother means to not just me, but hopefully to many, if not everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we take that cue words cannot express. तो इसलिए हम क्या करते हैं कि अब चुप हो जाते हैं. सिर्फ माँ तुझे प्रणाम ये दोहराते हैं और मंगलमय वीकेंड की शुभकामनाएं आप तक पहुंचाते हैं. सोमवार को हमारे साथ जरूर आप तशरीफ लाएं. हम बात करेंगे भारतीय राजनीति की चुनाव की सरगर्मियों पर होगी नजर सोमवार को. Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day with thanks to Shiva, Taiba and Geeta ji, and lots and lots of thanks with good wishes to all of you. This is Ashok Vyas. Good night.
Coming up next, Ruk Jana Nahi.